could a falling object from the sky shake a nation's security policies? Why was a military statement withdrawn in only a matter of hours? How could a single incident turn into a case that remained open for decades? The Roswell Incident, which occurred in the deserts of New Mexico in 1947, did not just raise these questions. It also laid the foundation for one of the longest-standing mysteries of the modern era. Because in Roswell, not only the nature of the object that fell, but also the subsequent attitudes became etched in history. The post-war world had entered a seemingly calm period. But this calm was nothing more than fragile silence. World War II was over, yet the emergence of nuclear weapons made international relations more tense than ever before. The term Cold War had not yet been officially uttered. Still, an intense race in technology and intelligence was underway between the US and the Soviet Union. During this time, the sky became the stage not only for meteorological phenomena, but also for spy flights, experimental balloons, and secret military projects. Thus, every unidentified object falling from the sky was regarded as a potential security threat. The Roswell incident happened exactly under this atmosphere. Debris found in the vast and desolate lands of New Mexico aroused suspicion from the very first moment. The parts were scattered not at a single point, but over a large area. This suggested that the object may have exploded in the air. If it had been an ordinary balloon, such widespread dispersion would not be expected. The physical properties of the wreckage were striking. It was claimed that the parts were extremely light, yet not easily bent. Compared to the materials used in the military and civilian aviation technology of the era, these features were considered unusual. This increased the technical questions about the incident. The meteor hypothesis was eliminated at an early stage. There were no burn marks on the materials found, and no characteristic deformation seen in meteor fragments were observed. This technical assessment strengthened the view that the incident was not of natural origin. Immediately after the event, it was not the local authorities, but the Roswell Army Air Base itself that intervened. This clearly showed the military importance of the incident. The wreckage area was quickly cordoned off, with civilian access entirely blocked. The intense deployment of military personnel suggested that the incident was not just an ordinary accident. If the fallen object had belonged to an insignificant weather balloon, such a level of military intervention would not be necessary. The fact that high-ranking commanders were briefed and the incident was centrally managed revealed that the Roswell incident was handled as a matter of national security. The first official statement released soon after radically changed the course of events. In a briefing published by Roswell Army Air Base, it was stated that the fallen object was a flying disc. This term was not common in military terminology and drew particular attention. When this statement appeared in the press, it sparked a huge reaction in public opinion. The concept of flying disc, previously only a rumor, was for the first time being expressed by an official authority. This greatly increased the significance of the event. However, this statement was withdrawn within only a matter of hours. In the second statement, it was said that the object was an ordinary weather balloon. Photos presented to the public were shared to support this narrative. But this sudden change caused a serious crisis of confidence. Why the initial statement was made, and what authority approved its withdrawal, was never clearly explained. This led the public to consider the possibility of a cover-up. The risks posed by secret military projects being exposed during the Cold War were well known. Therefore, misinformation or lack of information was considered a security strategy. The Roswell incident was handled under the shadow of growing US-Soviet tension. The possibility that the fallen object could be Soviet spy technology was seriously considered. If this were true, hiding the event from the public could have been a strategic choice. However, this possibility was never officially admitted. Such an admission would reveal that US airspace had been violated and that defense systems had vulnerabilities. Thus, the event was kept in uncertainty. For years, many witnesses did not speak about what happened. Most testified decades after the incident. This delay strengthened the belief that the silence was not random. Some witness accounts raised claims of pressure and warnings. These allegations were never officially confirmed, and yet the question of why witness statements were not included in official investigations went unanswered. Authorities generally considered these accounts unreliable. Silence became one of the most striking elements of the Roswell incident. With the 1950s, the Roswell Incident took center stage in debates about extraterrestrial life. Claims emerged that living beings were found alongside the wreckage. These claims lacked solid evidence, but contradictory statements, missing documents, and witness accounts fueled the rumors. Official authorities emphatically denied these claims. Still, doubts did not diminish. The denials were not delivered with enough consistency to restore public trust. Many documents claimed to be related to the Roswell incident had reportedly disappeared or been classified as secret. Gaps in the archives led to the belief that the incident was deliberately left unresolved. Whether the documents were destroyed or still kept has never been clarified. This uncertainty strengthened the perception that the government was hiding information. In the 1990s, the U.S. government published comprehensive reports on the Roswell incident. According to these, the fallen object belonged to a secret military project called Project Mogul. Project Mogul involved high-altitude balloons used to detect Soviet nuclear tests. Officials said the reason for secrecy was not aliens but the risk of this project being exposed. What had previously been interpreted as living beings was explained as test dummies. Yet these explanations did not convince the whole public. Project Mogul was explained decades later and was never mentioned in the first days of the incident. This led to suspicion that the explanations were fabricated later. Over time, the Roswell incident became a battleground for conflict between scientific data and public perception. Scientists emphasized that there was no concrete evidence supporting claims of extraterrestrial life. Meanwhile, a large segment focused on gaps in the official narrative. Two main views emerged in public opinion. Some argued that the Roswell incident was a misunderstood military project. Others believed it was deliberately covered up. Neither view could be definitively proven. At this point, the possibility of speculation was considered as well. Some researchers argued that Roswell gradually turned into an exaggerated event, that witness accounts changed over the years, and that popular culture shaped public perception. From this perspective, Roswell was not a result of reality, but of the growing narrative. Cinema, literature, and popular culture turned the Roswell incident into a global myth. Alien invasions, secret bases, and covered-up truths took shape around this event. Roswell is no longer just a historical case, but one of the symbols of the modern era. Today, the Roswell incident still remains unsolved. Official statements have been made, reports published, alternative views discussed. Yet the case has never reached a definitive conclusion. Is the true mystery what fell from the sky, or the attitudes displayed afterwards? If the truth had been shared openly, would Roswell still be talked about today? These questions remain unanswered. And perhaps, what makes the Roswell incident so powerful is precisely this uncertainty. For more content about the mystery and debates of the Roswell incident, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to my channel, and share your thoughts in the comments. What do you think is the secret behind Roswell? Let's meet in the comments.